This is my 19th year at the podium. And you know what? It's really the most moving and humbling experience of my work. No matter what year it is, it's amazing to be in this room with all of you. To look out on this room filled with people, young and old, from all walks of life, religions, and cultures, joined together with such energy, love, and hope, supporting and enriching the lives of the residents under our care. You are an extraordinary group of people doing extraordinary work. Your ever-growing presence on our campus has touched the lives of thousands of youth in so many ways. Every program, every cottage has the blessing of your presence. You nurture, you inspire, and you bring joy to everyone on this campus. You serve our children in countless ways, as lunch bunch volunteers, junior tutors, mentors, weekend visitors, and even a whole class from PACE every semester. You bring wonderful food, fabulous holiday parties, books for the mind and soul, comforters to warm body and spirit, and the life-changing trips that you give our kids. You serve on and chair committees for benefits and fundraisers. You support our youth's talents and stories in the Arts in Action event. The generosity of countless volunteers at the annual Tree Grows in Pleasantville event and the many mitzvah-age youth have changed and enriched the physical experience of our campus and the lives of our youth. You have provided so much to nourish our youth. Books, music lessons, basketball courts, swimming lessons, exercise equipment. Luckily, the list goes on and on. You seem to always find new ways of helping. Your commitment is so great that you bring family, friends, schools, churches, synagogues, and many other groups to our campus. But most importantly, you lend a friendly ear to listen to a voice that needs to be heard and respected by someone who cares. Your greatest gift is that you believe in our youth. You give them hope for themselves and their future, and for all of this, we celebrate and give tribute to you, our wonderful volunteers. As most of you know, this will be my last volunteer dinner. And it's time. This time I really will be retiring at the end of June. I would like to share with you some of my reflections on my long career on the campus. Some of you have heard me say that when I accepted the part-time position as volunteer director at the Pleasantville Cottage School.
We'd like you to have this from the children of Westchester.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You're not supposed to make me cry. So when I first took this job, I thought that it would be a small little job. After all, there were only about 15 volunteers at the time. Little did I know that as I witnessed the magic of volunteers with our kids, that it would kindle a passion in me to find as many good people as I could and place them across all our programs, not just PCS. Today, we are 500 strong, and we visit all 4 programs on this campus. That's right. I've been praised for developing this big, beautiful volunteer program, but I didn't do it alone. I have had wonderful supervisors in David Johns and Mark Edelman who encouraged me to be creative and never complacent about my work, to always try new and different approaches to growing our volunteer program. And I have been so lucky to have the incredible staff support in Bonnie and Stacy, 2 extraordinary women whose passion and dedication to their work in our youth is unparalleled. Of course, I've had the greatest help from all our wonderful hard-working volunteers. Our volunteer corps got its earliest start from the UJA, who sent a group of purchased women to volunteer at lunchtime once a month at PCS 14, where they remained for some 14 years until the cottage closed down. Then Phyllis Snyder, at another UJA function, brought her Briarcliff friends along for a bunch lunch at PCS 13. That cottage closed, but they moved over to Start 1. Then Stephanie Spiegel, at a third UJA function, brought her closest 100 friends to man 10 more cottages, which he still supervises for $1. I gave you a raise last year, but there's been a cutback. I'm sorry.
I haven't been paid yet this year.
I'll speak to you later. She is also one of the founders of our annual benefit, A Tree Grows in Pleasantville. In addition, she's a member of the JCCA Board of Directors. What a lazy woman. There are so many of you who brought friends and family to volunteer and support our children. Rachel Rader, Wendy Winchell, Andrea Soloway, Wendy Frieder, Kathy Goldberg, all chairs of the tree event, and so much more. Lisa Bricado, bringing her wonderful Armonk crew, Melissa, Judy Shapiro, Susie Katz, Kathy Cressy, Blakely Broadback. Then the Children's Hope Chest brought Sharon Stein and Randy Menschel, and their very fun-loving, good-hearted, merry group of volunteers. Jeannie Evans brought her crew and started at Start 3, and then they started bringing their daughters as well. Diane Adler, whose son Ben and his dad opened our eyes to the possibility of school-age volunteers with parents coming on weekends. We now have 21 groups with 5 families each coming monthly. Hope Wolf and family and the Fetners all helped to open the way for our new Youth Advisory Board, while Emily and Garrett founded clubs in their high schools dedicated to the Cottage Schools. Our next generation of worker bee volunteers include Leah Alani, Liz Templeton, Tema Bombach, Julianne Metzger. I have left out many, many names because of time, and I might have a bad memory. So please forgive me, as you are all precious to us. I know this sounds a lot like one of those Academy Award speeches, and thank you, but that's just for the movies. You do much more important work. You change lives, and you give hope with your presence. I have learned so much from all of you, from the thousands of residents coming through the campus in my 26 years here. I have learned about courage, fortitude, resilience, and healing from incredible hardships. From our terrific, diverse campus staff, ranging from directors to maintenance to clinicians to kitchen staff, I have learned that the power to heal comes from everyone working together. Our staff offers professional expertise along with respect, understanding, and constancy to those we serve. From our many volunteers starting at age 8, 12, and up, I have learned to have faith in man's positive force. We hear and see so much rage and hostility and antipathy for others on television, in our government, across the world. But here, on this campus, I see daily acts of kindness, compassion, and love from our volunteers. I am extremely grateful to have been part of this great community of people helping those in need. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It has been a remarkable journey, and I will miss every single one of you.
So take a deep breath. By the way, can I see a show of hands? How many people have Kentucky all the way to the final? You're all losers. Okay. As I like to say in every forum I speak to get the energy up in the room, this is a response and call like we do in the Baptist church. Good evening.
Good evening.
Beautiful. So good evening, everybody. So this is a important benchmark time for me. As Phina says, I will be leaving at the end of June after a blessed career here at JCCA for the last 35 years. I worked 10 years as a professional in 4 other agencies before I came here. I kept shopping around because I didn't see very many good things. And I arrived to Jewish Child Care Association and I said, Richie, you're home. And I've made it my home. And what makes this place a place where you can spend 35 years of your professional life? And I want to speak a little bit about what I see when I look out into this room in the context of a world we're living in, and Phina, you said it very beautifully, that's ugly, divisive, and acrimonious. At the very core of the Jewish Child Care Association, going back to 1822, the core work of this agency is not really about taking care of children, is not really about taking care of families. That's what we do, but at the core, the value that it is all about is that we are a social justice organization. Now, what does it mean to be a social justice organization? It means that we stand for the values, the ethics, and the morality that says everybody should be treated equally, fairly, respectfully, and with dignity. Black, white, brown, yellow, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're all human beings standing together, and in the incivility of our society, we have lost our way. Society is lost. But what drives me for 35 years to call this place home is that when you look around this room and you look at each one giving something to someone else that makes a difference, that is really, really the ethic that has driven the fabric of this organization before me as the leader, during my time, and will continue into the next generation of leadership. And that is really all about people that are coming together in a common goal, and that's to do the best we can to help people that have been oppressed, to help people that haven't had a fair deal, to help people see that there's an opportunity for everybody in this world, and we have a collective responsibility to make it happen. And for that, all of the volunteers, whether you're 12 years old or 80 years old, and all of the residents that are getting the benefit of you volunteers, take a moment and give yourself a hand. The years that I spent on this campus were the happiest 12 years of my professional life. Why is that? Because it feels like a real part of a real community. 24/7, we're trying to take care of young people that have not been given a fair shake. And you're part of that. And Phina said all the wonderful things you give. But what I want to say is that's all great, but the most important thing you give is heart. That when someone reaches out to someone else and the heart comes with it, guess what the message is? The message is received as somebody cares about me simply because I'm me. Not because of what I can get, not because of what it's going to position me for, but because I'm a human being that someone says is worth being cared about. It doesn't get better than that. And all of you embody that every single day that you come here. So I celebrate you, the staff, the residents, the volunteers of every age. There is a commitment here and energy that derives from your collective responsibility together as a community that is magical. And I said this at the tree event, and if I repeat myself, sorry. You will not find another residential center in this country serving children who have been so disadvantaged that has the kind of support that you bring to this campus. No place. That's extraordinary. So, Phina, you're very modest. You don't want credit. But when I had the first volunteer dinner in my house on the campus, we had about 35 people. And suddenly, Phina takes it over a few years later, and it grows and grows and grows. And we can't have the volunteer dinner in my house anymore. And to see this today is just extraordinary. So I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. And to all the staff that are here, anybody here that I worked with, that worked with me? So from all of the staff that I worked with here on the campus, thank all of you for partnering with me all of these years. I cannot tell you what it means to me on a very deep level. So, the second part of the remarks I want to make have to do with our transition and change. And Phina said to me something just chatting, you know, change is something that we always learn from you, that the only thing you can expect in this business is that whenever you get comfortable with the situation, guess what? It's going to change. Government decides they're not funding this. Government doesn't want to write a contract for that. The economy goes belly up. There's no money to pay people. And yes, in point of fact, 1 year, the staff actually voted to take a pay cut, which probably was the most gratifying moment of my professional life, to convince people that to stay afloat, we needed to all take a pay cut, and people said we're willing to do it. That's extraordinary community, extraordinary community. So, we are in a transition point. We are in a leadership transition, and we are really blessed that the board has had the wisdom to hire someone to follow me who really, really is going to be a fabulous, wonderful, inspirational leader of this organization. And where the organization is going to go, I can't tell you, because again, change is what we can expect. But the leadership of the person that I'm going to introduce, that the board has really been so impressed with, really has the ethic, the value, the feeling for people that this organization needs to have for the person at the top. So our new leader, our new CEO, Ron Richter, please join me, Ron. Ron Richter, currently Judge Richter. He'll explain a little bit. He's currently a sitting family court judge. He's had a number of other career directions. He can't hold a job either. But Ron embodies the kind of ethic that I said to the board, thumbs up. Thumbs up. And I think all of you are going to be very, very moved and touched by his leadership. And I say to the staff, what my message to you is, you will get behind Ron, because Ron's got the right message, the right ethic, and the right value. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to pass the baton to you, Ron. And as I go off into the sunset at the end of June, Ron will be at the helm. So I want to introduce Ron Richter for his first address to the volunteer group.
I am humbled, truly, deeply humbled, and I am inspired. I have known JCCA for about 2 decades. I started my life as a lawyer. That's what I am. I'm a lawyer, but very much a lawyer with social work in me. I started my life as a lawyer in Bronx Family Court representing children, and spent about 14 years representing kids, and knew about JCCA because as I was reminded tonight, it was always the place you wanted your kids to go, your clients to go. And it has remained that through my time as the Commissioner of Children's Services and as a judge of the Family Court. And when I learned that Richie was leaving, I met with him, and I asked him if he thought, and he's told the story, I asked him if he thought that the board would consider me, because I really wanted to move into a job from being a judge where I would have the opportunity to touch young people's lives and work with staff and work with a board that stand for the values that I think JCCA stands for. And Richie mentioned social justice. This night, to me, is similar to why I have loved being a judge. And That is about people fighting against the notion of just seeing other people as statistics or cases, but having parents in this community figuring out how to make sure that their children see other kids in the world up close and personal, to demystify them even though they might be different than they are. And that is going on right here at this campus, and has been going on for years and years and years, and it is inspiring. And so I am both humbled and inspired by this agency, and could not be more thrilled to be coming in as its CEO. It is someplace I hope to be for a long time. So I can't tell the volunteers how much it means to be spending time here, and not just for the people you're working with, but of course the influence it's going to have on the rest of your lives, the memories that you're making, the pictures you're taking, they will always be with you, and that's huge. I was saying to someone tonight that I didn't have to do anything for my bar mitzvah. I just got like a big party. I mean, I had to write a speech, I had to remember the prayers, I had to stand up in front of a lot of people, but it wasn't anything like this. And that's, I think, a real advance. And so it's a wonderful thing. So that's what I'm going to say. I am so honored, and I think this is an extraordinary program that this agency will continue to grow, and somehow, I guess, Phina, it will have to figure out what to do without you, which I'm sure there are lots of smart people thinking about actively. So it's great to be here. Thanks so much.
I had first learned of the cottages several years back and the wonderful work they do here while I was working with another charity organization, the Children's Hope Chest. I am a past president of Children's Hope Chest and a current board member. Around 5 years ago, I was fortunate enough to receive an invitation from Sharon Stein to join the Boys Start One Lunch Bunch program. At that time, the group was known as DCS1. I recall having had the most rewarding experience that first afternoon. The boys were so sweet. They were open and willing to be engaged in conversation. We played basketball, we played frisbee, and just sat around chatting. The boys, some as young as 12 and 13 years old, were eager to share their likes and dislikes. I was hooked, and ever since, Lunch Bunch and the cottages have become a passion of mine. I was active with the boys group for approximately 1 year, and then my dear friend Anna Cuneo and I pulled together a few friends of ours who were also interested in becoming involved with the cottages, and we started the Girls PCS 5 Lunch Bunch. It's been nearly 4 years since we organized it, and it's so fulfilling to know that we have developed relationships with so many of the girls since then. As a volunteer, I have learned how important consistency is for the residents at the cottages. They need to see familiar faces from outside the residences and need to know that they are cared about, which indeed they are. The children look forward to the volunteer visitations, and I certainly look forward to those moments as well. In the short time frame allotted, the volunteers try to connect with children on a one-to-one conversations, doing crafts, or being silly, playing a game of charades. We've had some wonderful visits where we all sing songs and even get up and dance. While not all the residents manage to put on a cheery face upon our arrival, we strive to make our time here as festive and upbeat as possible. The children look forward to the interaction, and they learn that they are indeed people out there that care about them. I mentioned earlier that I'm also involved with the Children's Hope Chest. The CHC is well aware of the fine work done here at the cottages and their continued need for support. We support or assist the cottages in a handful of other programs they provide too. We provide financial assistance annually for therapeutic arts. Dee Hanbury runs an amazing program for the youth throughout the year, and in April, many of the residents showcase what they have accomplished by performing in the incredible production of Arts in Action. She and her students continue to amaze me with their strength, courage, and ability to help heal and make life better for themselves through the arts. We also support the Mother's Day Without a Mother program. We help fund a special day off campus for those boys and girls who do not return home for that day. Whether it be a meal out, a movie, mini golf, or whatever the cottage staff decides upon, they do their best to make it a pleasurable day for all, under what is certainly difficult circumstances for all. There's also the Holiday Wish program here at the cottages. Excuse me. As a liaison of the Children's Hope Chest, I'm able to sit with many of the residents and inquire on an individual basis as to what they would like for Christmas. It gives me great joy to be a part of this program, whether it be a pink dress with matching pink tights, or a talking doll from the movie Frozen for a young lady at Edenwald, or a cozy pajamas and makeup for one of the girls at PCS. Through our donors, we make sure to purchase exactly what the child has asked for. I've been there when for the first time in their life, a child has had the opportunity to choose their own Christmas gift. It warms my heart to know I can help make that small wish come true. We've held many charitable events over the years, but the one that I'm most proud of to be part of is recently we did the Comforter Drive. I helped initiate this program after learning of the need for bedding from the residents from Mark and Phina. We gathered middle school students who coordinated a party, complete with DJ and snacks, and the entrance fee to the party was a comforter set. Over 200 8th graders turned out for the event. The kids had a terrific time and learned they could have fun and help others at the same time. A week later, the teen committee, along with their parents and CHC board members, had a party for the children at Edenwald, who were able to choose a comforter for themselves. We were also able to provide the kids at PCS new comforter sets as well. I would like to thank Phina Geiger for inviting me to address all of you this evening. I am honored to be here, and I look up to you, Phina, as a mentor. You are a truly warm, compassionate, lovely lady everyone enjoys spending time with. What you have done for this program is amazing, and I thank you for all your efforts. Your dedication to the cottages has been inspiring, and I wish you the best in your retirement. It has really been a pleasure working with you. Wait, I'm not done. One more thing. I also enjoy working with Mark, Stacy, Bonnie, and Dee. All of you are amazingly dedicated to the children here, and your compassion is infectious. I love being here and doing what little I can to help provide hope and a better environment for those who have suffered through unimaginable circumstances. Let us all continue to support the Pleasantville cottages so they may continue to help provide for a brighter and safer future for the children living here. Now I'm done.
We're now going to hear from a junior tutor, Eli Roth.
Hi, my name is Eli Roth. I'm in the 7th grade at HC Crittenden in Armonk. I would like to start by thanking Bonnie and all the staff here at the Cottage School for giving me this opportunity to speak to you tonight. My family has been volunteering and supporting the Cottage School for many years. My mom, my brother, and my sister all volunteer in the cottages. My dad helps out when we are in charge of the activities. I always try to participate when my brother and sister are running their volunteer days, but this year I was finally old enough to participate on my own. In October, I began working as a tutor on Thursday afternoons. I am one of a group of 6 tutors who work on whatever our assigned student needs help with. Sometimes it's math, social studies, and sometimes it's just something different. What is really interesting about tutoring is that every Thursday is different. Just like any other student in the world, there are some times that students have a bad day. It could be something that happened in school, something in their cottage, or at home. The tutors, with help from Bonnie, have to prepare to do something different than we are planned based on the students we are helping. I work with Michael. He is awesome. He is actually in the cottage that my brother volunteers at, so I've known him for a while. I know that a tutor day is going to be good when he comes in singing a new song or laughing. I know it's going to be a harder day when he just comes straight to his seat and says, "Can we talk?" But I am happy to help Michael with whatever he needs. I love being able to help Michael play games with him, talk about his day, or do homework with him. It is just good to be there with him. The fact that I am helping him and he is learning just makes my day. What is most interesting about working with Michael is when I'm talking with him, not only am I teaching him a lesson, but he is also teaching me a lesson. I love this program and being with Michael. I'm so happy that I am part of the Cottage School. I'm proud to be part of this awesome volunteer group.
Hi, my name is Ethan Prober and I'm a junior at Horace Greeley High School. I'm currently a member of the Youth Leadership Board, where representatives from different high schools plan events like the Arts in Action program and raise awareness for the Cottage School at our respective schools. I started volunteering here at the Cottage School in 7th grade for my Bar Mitzvah project. For my project, I was a part of the junior tutor group, playing with and tutoring students. Even though we were doing mostly homework, I can tell that being with us was a highlight of their day. At first, it was an obligation, but as the year went on, I really started to enjoy my time with the kids. The student I was assigned to was Justin. On and off the campus, we had a lot of fun together, playing sorry and going out to dinner with my family. Even though we had very different backgrounds, we became very good friends. Each week, I look forward to seeing him and the others, and I'm sure they look forward to seeing me as well. Once I started high school, I got a group of friends together to volunteer at a cottage each month, and we were assigned Start 1. We were told that the kids in the Start program were constantly joining and leaving, so the kids we would be playing with would not always be the same. That didn't hinder the boys' abilities to reach out and hang out with us, even though they've never seen us before. For us, it was a bit awkward in the beginning. It wasn't until that we had the same attitude as the kids that we began to really understand what it meant to be volunteers. Now, each month, we arrive at Start 1 with the knowledge that we will make a new friend today, and that we will have a great time for the next few hours. That's what being a volunteer means to me. Many people think of it as a one-way service. Through my experiences here at the Cottage School, I now know that being a volunteer is much more than spending a few hours helping with homework or playing basketball. It is about making new friends and having fun with people I would have otherwise never met. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emily Dugoff. I have been volunteering at Start 3 for the past 2 years. It has been one of my most memorable and rewarding experiences. When I started volunteering 2 years ago, I was very shy and uncertain when I was with the girls. I was nervous that we wouldn't have things to talk about and that it might be awkward. Through the past 2 years, I have definitely gotten more comfortable with the girls and they have gotten more comfortable with me. Our conversations are easy. We talk about music, movies, boys, and our favorite, celebrity gossip. I've learned that the things we talk about and many of the ways we spend our free time is very similar. When it comes to volunteer, we usually have a planned activity, ranging from lunch to playing games to doing arts and crafts together. But my favorite visit was when we had some extra time and got to hang outside with the girls. We met a group of their guy friends and just hung out. At first I was intimidated and kind of nervous around the boys. But to my surprise, they were so friendly and easy to talk to. They treated me the same way that my guy friends treat me. We joked around, laughed, and talked. Once again, I found it remarkable how similar this group of boys and girls were to my friends and me. I'm amazed at what I get out of each and every visit to the cottages. I have come to realize that my visits don't just make a difference for the girls in the cottage, but they make a difference for me too. And it's the simple things. One day we were decorating picture frames with the girls and I asked if anyone wanted the frame I made and one girl immediately said she wanted it. And trust me, it was not for the quality of the art. I'm not the least bit artistic. When I gave her the frame, she said she loved it and that she was going to keep it next to her bed. Those few words honestly made my day. I don't think I will ever forget her reaction. She made it seem like it was the greatest gift in the world. What she didn't realize was the gift that she gave me that day. My time at the cottages has been beyond rewarding and has taught me so many things. First, I know I can always find commonalities with people and have things to talk about. Second, I have developed stronger social skills that I now notice myself applying to my everyday life. And this in turn has helped me develop deeper relationships with a wide range of people. Finally, I have felt the gift of giving to others and the happiness of knowing I have made someone's day just a little bit brighter.
Now I have you as a captive audience because there are several announcements that I would like to make. One, where is it? The Color of My Soul. I thought I had a copy here. The Color of My Soul. It's a collection of art and writing from the campus children. See that? All the way back there, that heart. This is a booklet. There you go. Here, in this booklet, our children who have been voiceless and invisible for much of their short lives are able to share their stories. We are selling this booklet for $50 at the back of the room or on our website. Proceeds, of course, go to the Campus Youth Program. A shout out to our volunteers, Jennifer Leventhal and Rachel Rader, who made this possible for us, who inspired us. Thank you. Once again, our fabulous Therapeutic Arts Director, Dee Hanbury, with our residents, has created another fantastic evening of original theater, music, singing, poetry, all coming from the lives of our children. I love this evening. It is a fantastic experience. Please come and support our youth in the new Arts in Action. It's Wednesday or Thursday evening, April 22nd, 23rd at 7. You change time? Coming to be announced. To be announced. Bring your. It says 7. It says 7. Oh, 7. Okay, we got that. Bring your family and friends. It's really always a night to remember. It is really a fantastic evening. Third, JCCA, ever in the forefront of developing innovative programs for our youth, is seeking your support in raising funds for our brand new JCCA Center for Healing Sexually Abused and Exploited Children. This center is designed to provide a range of specialized clinical and supportive services to all boys and girls in JCCA's care who have experienced sexual abuse and/or commercial sexual exploitation. It will be located on the campus. The funds will help us hire a professional staff with specific expertise and training to help heal our children from this terrible social epidemic. Later, the center will partner with major academic and medical institutions to share this expertise with a wider audience. If you are interested in learning on how you could help, please contact Mark Edelman. Every year, I have an essay contest on what my volunteer or mentor means to me. This year, I received more essays than ever, and I even had a more difficult time choosing the winners. I have a lot of winners, they're like 19 or whatever, but it's never enough. These booklets and covers are made by our children, and it is their gift to you. Please read them carefully, as they will touch your hearts as you have touched theirs. All the essay winners are listed in your program. I'd like to give a special shout out to PCS 6 and Eden Wall 4, both boys' cottages. Almost every resident in that cottage wrote an essay. It really impressed me. Jordan Deaver, I think he's from Eden Wall 4, is that right? He didn't win the contest, but he had some really, I think, important words about volunteers. Volunteers make my day better when they come. They care for us, they help us, they show us love. I feel happy about the way they treat me. They have respect for me. I think that's very important. I'm going to read, some of our residents will come up and read their essays. Go ahead.
This is what a volunteer means to me. Volunteers are very fun. They bring food, bingo, and prizes. On Christmas, they brought us presents. My friends and I love the volunteers. Last time I saw the volunteers, they brought knock hockey, a football game, and ping pong. And they even let us keep it. That's how nice the volunteers are. The volunteers spend their own money on us, which is really nice. That's what the volunteers mean to me.
Don't forget the picture. You look at the bottom, he drew a picture of him playing with the volunteers, right? So we got an essay and pictures. Thank you very much. That was wonderful.
Every time the volunteers come and visit me, I have a great time. I get to have good food and play fun games with them. They really make me feel happy, and I appreciate them for coming by. I love the fact that the volunteers go out of their way to get me books because they know how much I love to read, and they make me feel there is nothing wrong with loving that. They really show they care about me. Sometimes the volunteers make me realize what a family is made of. I feel like they treat me as if I could be one of their own.
We just have to interrupt.
Oh, God, you're determined to make me cry tonight, all of you. It's not really fair.
And we just want to.
I can't tell you how much it has really means to me. You are all, and I'm not kidding, really special to me. I have loved being here and working with you and the volunteers, and it has been really, as I said before, an extraordinary experience. Thank you all. And thank you very much. Again, thank you. These are truly two of the best ladies around. Truly.
A volunteer is a very generous person. They donate the time out of the kindness of their heart. They are always here to talk to me. They buy gifts for me and other residents. They always make me feel better. They show support and they show me love. To me, they act like a mother and father I never had. They never get upset when I do something wrong. When I first came to JCCA, I was very upset. But the minute the volunteer talked to me, a huge smile came across my face. The reason why I like spending time with the volunteers is because when I'm around them, I feel like I can trust them. Not only that, when I'm around them, something deep and dark inside of me lights up. The volunteers are very kind people. They do lots of generous things for me. Someday I hope I can repay them. Can't believe the volunteers kind enough to spend time with kids and buy things for them. If I were a volunteer, I would not just spend time. I would just spend time with them. I would not buy things for them. It's not that I'm selfish. It's that I don't have that type of kindness inside of me. So from this day on, I will just not be grateful. So from this day, I will not just be grateful to a volunteer. I will be grateful to everyone.
There a volunteer means to me. There a volunteer means to me. A volunteer means to me is like a parent that is nice and give us presents for being ourselves. They treat us with respect.
Go ahead, next line. From here.
They care for us, and they are there for us when we need them. The volunteers just want to help us, and they don't get paid. They are just good people. They never get holidays or birthdays, and there are a lot of us. They always have gifts for us. They treat us with respect. Own children.
Their
Job is not always easy. Because sometimes they have to come
in
the snow to get up here.
Real challenge this year.
Some of the kids are difficult and silly. They really try their best to help us with homework and to teach us to play games. And I almost forgot that they always bring us the good, best food and snacks.
Well done.
What does a mentor/volunteer mean to me? Volunteers to me means a happy place, a good time, good food, and a caring environment. It means a time where I'm provided with a little more than I may have and had a day before and probably the day after. A volunteer to me means a pause in the moment away from reality, my regular day, a captured picture, laughter and smiles, arts and crafts, and definitely a good time. A volunteer means a time of appreciation, a time of giving, a time well spent, an invitation, a happy attendee, a family gathering. Volunteering is a time where someone we barely know comes out of their way, chooses to come back, and always shows up. Some of the only consistency we have. It's a time where we're those who may not even feel the appreciation or understand how we show our appreciation, still show up the following month. They still show them unconditional care and concern. That's what a volunteer means to me.
Hi, how you guys doing tonight? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Volunteers. Volunteers are people that give up their time and resources where they're needed without pay or any type of profit for their service. They mean a lot to me personally for the time they give, things they do to make a hard situation easier with their comforting smiles, nurturing hugs, and supportive words. They give a sense of hope when it's most needed. They bring joy when they come around, goodie bags filled with love. They do things that they don't have to, but no one else would if they didn't. Out of free will, it shows how much they really love and care for what they do. Personally, the volunteers coming and interacting with my peers on a regular basis has helped my stay. Their presence is comforting. They have made a day that might have not been the best a good one. Gave me hugs I needed, told me things I needed to hear, and to help someone other than yourself is what a volunteer means to me. They are a helping hand when you need help, food when you're starving. You can call them miracles or even blessings. That's what they deserve for all the effort they give. I wish there was a way I could repay them for what they do. They give motivation and drive to continue on the right path, keep doing the right thing. I guess the right answer to what a volunteer means to me would be staying in an optimistic state of mind that things will get better even if they're not what you want them to be now. In conclusion, the volunteers mean the world to me because the feeling they bring to me when they come around, it gives me something to look forward to when what's ahead isn't what you want it to mean. They mean hope, they mean love, they mean doing something for someone without expecting anything back. I have a poem. I don't know if you guys know, but a kid recently died here on campus, and it just made me think about that any day could really be your day. So let's go in. They say God has a plan, and if it's in God's plan that today is the day that I die, tell my mom sorry for the days that I made her cry. Apologize to my father for doing things I shouldn't have to, and thank my brother for doing things so I wouldn't have to. Tell my sister I'll never judge her off decisions she might have made, and tell the judge I hated for throwing the book at me when I was just trying to get paid. Tell my dad it's not a day that I don't think about what might have been if he wouldn't have stayed. So if I pass today, tomorrow, quote the words that I say, sing the songs that I play. Let it be a natural cause, not cause I caught astray. Cause there's shots fired every day, just don't let me be in the line of fire. I ask God when I pray. So if today is the end, I'm glad I spent it on stage, not in a cell block cage, filled with rage, cause I ran the streets for too long and smoked too much for my age. Just make sure to retrieve my notebook, sell it for $1 million a page. That's 100 million for the fam, and drop a band for my mans that got knocked with the 9 million in his hand. So if today is the day we all hope don't come, and the reaper comes, I won't run. I swear I'll welcome him with a smile, cause the time I had was dumb fun. Plus I made it to 17, that's an accomplishment where I come from. So if today is the last day I get to be on earth, not buried in it, I want one last look at every minute. And if you guys love my words, I can say I did it. Bury me with a Gucci belt, JCCA, and a Yankees fitted.
Okay, is there anyone who would like to come up and read their essay? Come on up.
Hey everyone.
Go ahead.
What a volunteer means to me. Loving care is what a volunteer means to me. Whenever the volunteers visit the cottage, they're always so happy and full of love. If you're having a bad day and you see them, it's hard to stay mad because they make you want to smile because they are so positive. As soon as you walk into the cottage and all the volunteers are there, they get you so happy to see us. They get you, see.
Yeah, you got it.
I am very grateful for the time we get to spend with the volunteers because of everything they do for us. I feel lucky because I know they don't have to come here, but they do it anyway because they care about us and want what's best for us.
Thank you for sharing.
I don't need it.
You know by heart?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Well, I ain't bring the essay with me, but I can say it off the top of my head. All of you guys, y'all take y'all time. Y'all got, you got jobs and you got to take care of your family and whatever. And you come here to help people that's not even your own flesh and blood. And volunteers make me feel like something because growing up, I used to get abused a lot and whatever and neglected and stuff. And even now, even today, I still do when I go home to my grandma. But y'all people make me feel like that I'm worth something. Like I'm not just a scrub on a curb or nothing like that. You make me feel like I'm somebody and I could be somebody. And you stay there, you stick with us when we make our bad decisions or good decisions. And I appreciate that. Y'all don't have to come here to spend your money to cook food or whatever and buy us presents for Christmas when you have kids that you could do that for yourself. And I appreciate that, especially for Cottage 4, because we all hurting right now because we lost one of our staff, and you guys fill it in for us every weekend. Like when she comes with her son and we play basketball, it makes me feel like we got a backup plan for it because we lost one of our staff. And then it's not only that, it's because you sit there and take your time. When we need the vents, you guys, you sit there and listen. When you don't have to, all you have to do is just come and see. But you guys come here and you make these Ewok kids, all of us Ewok kids, feel like we're something when other people used to say we wasn't. And I appreciate that. I love all of y'all, and God bless you. Hope you live a long life.
My name is Joshua Rosario. My experience with the volunteer is that their caring and kindness. It's like God put volunteers on earth for a reason, but I know why. It's because they want to treat us as their own children in that generous way. My experience with my tutor named Charlotte is that every Thursday when I go to tutoring, she helps me with my tests and homework. We always play games and draw. That always warms my heart. She takes me off grounds to eat and fool around. When we went to Lucky Buddha, we played around. We shared the same interests. We took turns when the chef threw the zucchini in our mouth. I had the best day with my tutor. Yeah. They mean so much to me because they support me when I'm feeling emotional. It's not all about the presents, it's all about the love and kindness. Today on this earth, I'll be a better person because of them. It's not all about winning this contest. It's all about the love that our volunteer share.
Oh my God, everybody's looking so lovely tonight. Yes, give a round of applause to yourselves. Yes.
Some people really take to the podium, you know?
Me and my friend Michael Barandino, we made this together. God rest his soul. So this is from the both of us. Dedicated hearts. Dedicated hearts like yours are not easy to find. It takes a special person to be so generous and kind. To care so much for your fellow man is a quality all too rare. Yet you give of your time and talents for all they need to share. So thank you for being a volunteer. We're privileged to work with you. We want you to know how appreciated you are, not just today, but the whole year through.
Hi guys. What my mentor means to me. My mentor means a lot to me because she worries about me too much. She cares about me a lot, and I'm thankful and glad I had met her. And I know she loves me because how she treats me. She always listens to what I have to say. She is the one I always express my feelings to without being scared. She's always asking me how I am doing every time I see her. And I'm just so glad because she always tells me what is right or wrong, and she always tells me what is good for me and what's not. And that's why I feel like she cares about me so much. I'm just so happy to know why we had the greatest adventures together, and I'm also happy that we were able to discover brand new things together. And Sarah, I'm so happy for her because she is doing good and she got things coming up for her. Miss Diane and Sarah have a great personality and a great heart. That's why I love them. She's like a mom for me, and Sarah's like a sister. It's funny because I don't even get along with my mom or my sister. And you guys are like my family. Well, I'm not saying you guys are like my family. I'm saying you guys are my family. And I just don't know how to thank you guys for all the things you guys have done for me. But at least I get a chance to write this letter and express how I feel. I love you guys so much.
This one's for my mentor, Nancy DeRosa.
Microphone.
Her name is Nancy DeRosa, and I really love her. Nancy. Nancy is my mentor, best friend, and one of my role models. Nancy has been a great idol to me. She has given me hope and courage these 2 years that I've known her. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have as much courage in myself to do the things that I do today. I am a vocational advocate for the campus. I love Nancy because she believes in me and she talks about how successful she can see me being in the future. Nancy is a great person. She is sweet, loving, caring, honest, and sometimes adventurous. And I love that about her. As always, Nancy, stay awesome because I always want to be with you and I hope to see you in the future too. Well, my name is Isaria. I've been here for 5 years. Since I was 12 and I'm 17 now. And I wanted to say my experiences with the mentor program, the volunteers, has really changed my life completely. When I first came, I was a terror. And I finally met a wonderful lady named Meredith. And she has changed my life by coming to every visit, showing up, and being there to support me in my baddest times. Every time she sees me, I can be wearing slacks or just sweatpants. She swears I'm the beautifulest kid. And for that, I love her. I have been in tutoring groups, and I love just the way they care for us. And honestly, I never thought that people would care for us. because, we're here and stuff like that. So I want to say thank you, not only to my mentor Meredith, I love you, and to all the volunteers that make us what we are. Thank you.
Thank you. The best part of the program. So, in closing, I want to thank the many people who created this beautiful and delicious evening. Pat Murphy, also retiring, and Edwin Fernandez and their great kitchen staff. The Wall Street office, Anna Gold and Leslie Gottlieb for the pamphlets, programs, and essay books. Kate Malikoff, who did the beautiful certificates. If you have not received your certificate, please go to the back of the room. We have one for everyone, we hope. If not, let us know. They're really nice. We greatly appreciate you. Bonnie and Stacy for the hard work behind the scenes. Sonia and Laura at the front lines and always having my back. Edenwald Center, Pleasantville Cottage Schools, START, and Gateways. We are all grateful to our volunteers and their families for all the caring support you have given to our 300 boys and girls in residence here. You have our deepest appreciation, gratitude, and true admiration. You give of yourselves and create joy and hope. Thank you and good night.